This is Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief. Welcome to episode 117 of Two Left Thumbs. Now, let's armor up and finish this fight. Over to you, puppies. Chief, out.
Thank you, Chief. Also, here with me, Winky. Hi, how you doing, dude?
Good. Absolutely blown away. Who thought... Oh, you didn't tell me he was going to be here?
No,
I'm not
right?
presented for this.
I'm sorry. For those who are listening along, I totally blindsided Winky with this, because I thought it'd be a lot more fun.
That was excellent, man. Excellent.
Big shout out to Steve Downs for doing that up for me. Absolute fucking legend. The Master Chief himself, of course. Episode 117. Halo. I guess.
Reserved selfishly.
Reserved selfishly. This is the first time I guess it's actually not, hey, I want this episode. I'm like, all right, you can have it. He's like, I want 117. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then
I'm selfish and you've indulged me.
How
dare you?
This is totally Black Sword's fault as well. I only organised this a week ago. He's like, wouldn't it be funny if like they had the Chief on for the cast? I'm like, that would be cool. And then wait, hang on, this is actually possible.
It is. I remember when the subfire, Jesus Christ, the subreddit lit up with all these people requesting Master Chief's voice actor to do little lines. I think it all started with somebody's wife getting a birthday message done up for them for their 40th or 50th birthday or something. It was from there was like 50,000 upvotes, and then they were on there every second day for months. It was unreal. I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
Such a cool guy for doing that too.
He is. It was awesome. It's weird, man. Like, I've started the podcast without actually having to do the intro, and now I don't know where to go from here. I was like, So hey, Ben.
Good, man. Good. I've had the past, including the weekend, 6 days off work. It's been
nice. Just planned time off, or
well, look, it was supposed to be last week, but shit hit the fan just before, and it was just so I could spend some time with the kids during school holidays.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which was also this week, so pushing it back was no real big drama except for my own mental health, not giving a shit for the entire week that I was there.
That's a them problem though, right?
Yeah, it's a me problem too, man. Sales, it's just...
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah. Suffice to say, I haven't actually stopped working. I'm doing my best and ignoring phone calls that aren't from people I know or from people who I know can wait until next week. But there have been instances where I've had to work. So it's about, 5 of those 6 days have been actual leave, which is it's good enough. I think I've still got the rest of the week and weekend to go.
The ratio is decent. At least it's not the other way
around,
around, right? And everything.
No, I know, right?
Everything goes to shit when you go away. He's like, fuck, now I'm gonna have to fix all this from home.
Yeah. Well, I'm lucky enough to have a good sales partner who can pick up the slack while I'm gone.
Yes.
It's just obviously the customers still call me if they're my customers. So yeah. Otherwise, playing games, getting shitty at unfinished games, and the usual.
What have you got unfinished at the moment? What's haunting you?
Outriders.
Outright. Oh, that's right. I remember seeing on Twitter and a few other places you're having some small issues with is it the inventory bug?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so what's the deal there?
And the connection error bug. So I've been like hit with the crescendo of ultimate fuck you. You can't play anymore until we finish fixing this.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah. I was playing with mates Maltrace and your boy Benny, and just I think we're maybe 3 or 4 zones from the end of the game. Level 29, world tier 13, pretty close. I just started unlocking a bunch of exotic weaponry and that sort of thing too. And we were just doing this light mission area where there was a few wild animal enemies on the map. And then my game froze. and then crashed to dashboard on Xbox. At which point, the boys who I was playing with they were sat in a reconnection screen.
Yep.
And I tried reloading back in to, let that reconnection screen work, which didn't end up happening. But I got into my menu and had no clothes on my character. Tried joining the lobby again, and it loaded me in. Still naked, still no gear. Kicked me from the server again and said connection error. It continually does that connection error now. So,
son of a bitch.
known issues being worked on, highest priority. Not much else I can really do anyway, except for make a new character and hope it doesn't happen again, which I have no energy for. So
that is very fair.
It's not the same as the Destiny grind, getting levels. Your level is also your power level at the same time, and it's just
so basically you have to redo the entire campaign and slog through everything again. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm over halfway through the 30 level cap on my second character, but he's only in 3rd zone, and I was into my 13th zone on my main character. So I'm not doing that. I'm just waiting, and if they give me my loot back, I'll keep playing. If they don't, I'm gonna seriously contemplate not playing. So they've said they're trying to, but
like similar issues where I've been like, it's not Xbox related or game related, where my PC has crashed and it's wiped my game entirely. Like it corrupts all my saves and they're all gone. There's no way to recover them. I've had that happen with 3 games. One was Minecraft Dungeons, one was Generation Zero, and there was another one. I think it was, what was it? Something else. I can't even remember. But yeah, made me restart. The other one I went back to was Gen Zero, because I'd finished the campaign on that last week.
Yeah, okay.
Which is fun. I actually finished games, which is kind of neat. That and Control. Finally got through the main story of that. That shit is weird.
I still have not played Control last time we spoke.
Oh, really?
I distracted myself with Spyro.
I mean, it's not an unworthy distraction, I guess.
It's fantastic. All the nostalgia flowing through with these amazing graphics, and it's still the polished game that it was back in the day. I haven't had any issues on that game at all.
Yeah.
I even find less points where like the terrain doesn't meet up and you can see through to the nether underneath the map and that sort of thing than you would in a AAA production game of these days. It's just, I'm enjoying a polished game.
Isn't it nice just playing something that's just kind of complete and
it just buggy works.
And it just works. Like I started Narita Boy yesterday.
What's that?
It's a indie side-scrolling platformer kind of game. And it's all like 80s themed, so it's like 80s retro synthwave. It's all like in the 16-bit, and it's so fucking good, dude. You should definitely play it. I'm only through like the first area, but I've heard nothing but good things from a lot of people about the game, like who have played it through like once or twice now. Because I think it's only about 6 hours long. It's a very short game, but it was just nice to play a game that isn't fucked.
Yeah. No. I've because obviously the remaster of Spyro has all 3 games in it. I've already 100% of the first 120% of the first one, and 100% of the second one. And I'm now partway through the third one. I actually never finished the third one before, so it's all quite new to me. But it's been funny watching their design goals change between the games. So in the first one, you could 100% every level as you came across it. You could start a level, commit to finding everything in the level and 100%ing it before moving on to the next one. And you could do that the whole way through the game. You do that in the first exploration area, all of the mini levels inside of it. As soon as you went through a portal to a world, you could 100% it before you left. In the second one, they started adding abilities like a little leap at the end of your glide, or a ground slam, or climbing walls and that sort of thing. And there was 1 or 2 levels per zone or area that you'd have to come back to properly finish off with abilities that you unlocked slightly later in the game, literally in the next zone.
Oh, right. So you'd have to go back
So
and replay that higher level.
you'd 90% one zone, which had 6 levels in it. And then you go to the next zone, immediately get this power, and you could go back and 100% that first zone.
Right. Weird, but okay.
Yeah, weird. And it was just, it's that sort of reusing old content thing that everybody's trying to do these days.
Yeah.
What it feels like everyone's trying to do. And then in Spyro 3, it actually gets much worse. I've come across 4 levels where I've had to go back after the next zone, and there's at one point there was 2 things I needed to wait to happen before I could finish the second zone, and it's I would say I'm over halfway through that game at the moment, but it's just funny to see it level up in increments on how much they sort of stop you from 100% of the game on every level that you're doing.
Yeah, I wonder why they went with that, because I mean it's not like it's a massive amount of replayability. Like you go back and it's like 15-20 minutes work or whatever.
Yeah, it's literally like this one little portal at the end of the level that I couldn't access because I hadn't unlocked a certain character. So I finished this zone, went to the next zone, unlocked the new character, and then as soon as I'd finished the boss fight in the new zone, I went back to the first zone, picked the level that I hadn't finished, and then just sprinted straight to this little portal, went in there, picked up my gems, grabbed my egg, done. Off I went. Back into the second zone. Like, there was no replayability. It was just
go back here and do
forcing me to reload a level that I'd already been in.
Maybe they get paid per level played. So
I don't understand. I mean, it has some sort of story to it. You know, you're rescuing these spoilers. You're rescuing these other characters who've been abducted by the evil supreme sorceress lady. And they're necessary to complete a zone, but you can only rescue them in the next zone.
Right, okay.
Yeah. It was just funny to, in Spyro 1, I just went in there 100% at every level as I went. And then the second one was just like, no, hang on, you need to go and do this first. It's like, okay, all right. And then the third one, it's just like gone up another notch. Not massively, just you can see
enough
that they've doubled down on it. They have. Yeah. They've doubled down on it. Yeah.
That's fucking sucks. Fuck you, Spyro 3. Go die in a hole.
No, it's not bad. I'm just, observing it in action as I play through each game.
I suppose if you're playing like all 3 in a row too, it's something that's definitely more noticeable.
Oh, absolutely.
It's same thing as when I played Uncharted, like all of them in a row. And like you just start like, this is from this, and then why are you doing this now but not here? And then they do something good, and then they take it away in the next game. You're like, what the fuck are you doing, Naughty Dog? Make up your minds, motherfuckers.
It's funny, man. It's weird to not see. I think it wasn't Naughty. Was it Insomniac who did Spyro originally?
I think so.
I knew who it was the other day.
I swear I had knowledge yesterday. It's gone now.
Yeah. Insomniac it was, yeah.
Yeah.
I knew that off the top of my head last week when I was talking about it with my mate, but apparently I just, forget things.
Stage fright.
Yeah, not even that. I'm just dumb on camera. Everybody's ever seen my streams before knows that. Yeah, it's just mind blank.
It's gone. So
yep. It's gone. What were we talking about?
Halo, I guess. I mean, we we did this whole intro and then we just started talking about Spyro because
Look, Halo's basically a retro game now. I think that we've got like that segue already planned out. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So, speaking of retro Halo, let's because I mean we're both big fans of the series. We've both played through them all and such. Where did you get started in Halo, and how did you come upon Halo? I mean, this is probably terrible phrasing, but
mates in high school, as everyone did. It was the beginning of local LANs in houses, 4 Xboxes or 2 Xboxes hooked up or whatever it may be. It was original Xbox, obviously, and I started playing not long after Halo 2 came out, and decided that I was going to save up for an Xbox 360 and Halo for launch after playing with it all. And then Halo 3 was actually the first campaign I finished by myself, but I had played Halo 2 campaign first, and I finished Halo 1 last.
Interesting order to do them in.
Yeah. Well, I was into gaming, but I wasn't a gamer until I got invited over and played some 4v4 snipes on Blood Gulch Halo 2, whatever it was called in Halo 2. And didn't have my own console at the time and all sorts. So, yeah, I got to play Halo 2 co-op campaign with my mates who I was with at the time. And then got my own Xbox, got my own Halo 2, started playing that at home, got the Xbox 360 and Halo 3, played through that an ungodly amount of times with Powerman 5000 as the background track all the time after I finished the main soundtrack on the campaign. Yeah, no, it was great. The Halo mission where you have to go and shut down the barrier around the Prophet.
Yeah.
Always started that with When Worlds Collide.
Nice.
Yeah. So and then I went back to play Halo 1 afterwards, and I mean I sort of hated it going from Halo 3 systems back to Halo 1 systems, but
I was going to say that would have been a bit of a shock to go back to.
Yeah, loved the openness of the world and the fact that I could get in a Warthog on that cartographer mission and just drive whichever way I wanted. It was just that little island one, and you still had to eventually go and do the mission. But I loved how non-linear it felt. I know it was linear in a sense, but it didn't feel linear all the time.
The lens were big enough where it didn't feel linear.
yeah. It was linear.
Linear.
Yeah.
It was larger. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
What about yourself? Tell the people about yourself a bit too, Puppiez.
No, you don't want to know. I did a whole fucking AMA last week. No one wants to hear me talk shit again.
Did anybody ask you about Halo?
No, but I told them about it anyway. But we'll go back into it.
For those who knew this episode was coming. How dare you?
Well, I knew it was coming, but I also didn't know it was coming,
Yeah, okay.
So for me, again, friends in high school, terrible culprit. Where I used to play GoldenEye 64 and Perfect Dark with a mate of mine. And he got an Xbox and he started playing Halo, the first one. And I'm like, this looks fucking cool. And so he'd come over to my house or I go over to his house and he'd cart his Xbox to my house. He lived out of town, so he'd ride a half-hour bus ride in, go do all of school, and then come to my house afterwards with his Xbox in his fucking bag. And those aren't fucking small. And then, we just sit there and just fucking go through the campaign, do 1v1s, and then I said, fuck, I need to get my own. This game is fucking sick. So I saved up, did some chores around the house and begged mom and dad for an Xbox. This is the OG one. Yep. Got combat involved with it, and I played that campaign I don't know how many fucking times. I think the funniest thing is in that after the same mission that you're talking about, we crash land. First thing I did, because I remember reading in a magazine, because the internet didn't really exist too much back then. I'm fucking old. About how much detail they put into the world, and I took the sniper rifle and I zoomed in at the ground, and it totally fucking blew my mind that you could see individual fucking grass blades. And I'm like, this is so fucking sick. I was like, what the fuck is this? This is amazing. And
they weren't just flat on the ground, there was a couple of blades sticking up too, wasn't there?
If you looked at it again now, there's definitely a pattern there. But at the time, looking through the sniper scope, holy shit, this is cool. And then you start looking at everything, you're like, holy shit, this is cool. And that was my first half an hour in that mission, was just go around zooming in on stuff, going, look at this fucking detail, it's beautiful, I love it. But yeah, so I played that endlessly. I probably finished the campaign around 30 or 40 times at least in the first year.
Yeah, right.
So I knew it quite well. And then Halo 2 came out, and I don't know, I played it and I liked it. It was fun. And then Halo 3 came out, and I never actually got into multiplayer. I was very late to bloom with online multiplayer.
See, I missed the boat for Halo 2 multiplayer online. Completely missed the boat.
Yeah.
Like when my mates introduced me to Halo 2 on their Xbox, they were ranked level 40, 45.
I'll say you were well below them, yeah.
Well below them. But then Halo 3 came out and I was on the bus day one. Like I was in the playlist every week, every waking moment, every time I wasn't enjoying the campaign, again, for the umpteenth or 40th or 50th time, I was playing, was it Lone Wolf and Doubles and SWAT ranked? Those were my three.
Right.
Team Slayer occasionally, but that never really worked out. So,
yeah, I think my first instance with Halo multiplayer was on PC. Like, I remember when they had the PC adaptation. It wasn't
of Halo 1.
I think it was, yeah, Halo 1. Yeah, they had the multiplayer on that online. I think. I remember playing. My memory is very fuzzy, but yeah,
I got a chopper going past. I apologize.
That's okay. It's fine. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know, but I remember not seeing Halo multiplayer online to ages, and my friend was playing, and he gave me the headset. He said, "Look, you can talk to people," and I immediately just started shit talking everyone while he's playing. I'm like, "You fucking suck." Just trolling every motherfucker, so they hunted him down, and that was my first online experience. I don't know, I was weird about the internet back then because I was like, I don't trust this, so I was always sticking to LAN parties, and the internet was this weird and dangerous thing that I didn't like for quite a few years.
Y2K sort of thing.
This is before that, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Possibly, maybe. So I don't know.
I was born in 92, so
yeah. So you're like
didn't really know about the internet until the noughties. So
holy shit, you're younger than my brother,
mate. I'm 29.
Yeah, yeah.
We won't go there.
We won't go there. I'm old.
It honestly looks like you've got less grey hairs than me through the camera, anyway.
It's all hair dye. I trust you. Like,
okay.
It's all hair dye and lighting. It's all lies. I'm actually full grey now.
Yeah, okay.
I've just converted to blonde highlights. So keeps me looking youthful.
Yep.
This is also a face rig. This isn't actually me. For those.
Okay. Yeah. No. AI sim.
Yeah, I just uploaded my consciousness into a fucking into a web camera. This is me now. Beautiful. But yeah, so after that was Halo 3. I didn't play Halo 4 till late in the game. I kind of missed it. I was doing something.
Yeah, I'd made that switch to main in Call of Duty at the time.
I think I was about the same point, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Call of Duty was the new hotness when Halo 4 came around. It was making its own leaps and bounds and releasing every year.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, there was that. There was Guitar Hero. Yeah, there was that Guitar Hero. Actually, I think Guitar Hero 3 or 4 came out around the same time as Halo 4. I'll have to double check. But that was 2012, so it would have been Guitar Hero 5. Yeah, I felt the same. I played the campaign. Honestly, couldn't remember much of it until Master Chief Collection added it back into it, and
I
went through and played it again. I did play all the way through the campaign and wanted to do Spartan Ops, but they were a bitch to do solo, even on just heroic.
Yeah.
And my friends had moved on from the game at that point, so I still haven't actually finished all of the Spartan Ops in Halo 4.
I think I did eventually.
Yep.
Again, just playing online with a couple of mates or whatever, just kind of chilling out. We didn't really. It would be again like I don't think did I play Halo 4 on release? My memory is shit. I'm great at this nostalgia stuff. I can't remember anything. But yeah, no, like I didn't play Spartan Ops for ages. I eventually got to it. It was cool. But I don't remember much of it either.
Yeah, I honestly, before I started playing the campaign again in Master Chief Collection, the only part I could remember was that one when you're on the back of an elephant, and there's this regular-ish bug where you're nearing the end of the mission and the point where you have to get off the elephant and go into this slog of a uphill battle with no vehicles, and it's just you and the Marines stay behind. But there's this loading point where it regularly wouldn't load the world in as you came around the corner. And the elephant would keep going as if there was still floor underneath it, but you couldn't leave the elephant or you would die. And there was nowhere to go. And the only way to fix it, because it checkpointed after this load, the only way to fix it was just to restart the mission.
Oh no, fuck that. I never had, I don't remember that happening. That's
I had it happen in obviously the original and again in Master Chief Collection.
It's a legacy bug. It's obviously a feature.
It's a feature. It's a
feature.
Yeah.
Oh, Halo
do
5.
love the game.
Yeah. Well, I like
has its perks, but it just sort of felt so off key.
Yeah, like the campaign was okay. It was right-ish. But the multiplayer, I think
Warzone. The overarching story of the campaign, amazing.
Yeah.
The player perspective storytelling sucked.
Yeah.
But I honestly think that the whole story of Halo 5 really cool, and I wish it had gone a bit further, rather than being sort of finished off in a book before Halo Infinite. But that's
finished in a book. Fuck.
It is being the Cortana story, yeah.
Oh right, okay. Because I hate that shit. Like, it's like, oh, by the way, you want the rest of the story?
We don't know if that's over completely before Infinite, but we know that that's not the focus of Infinite, so it won't be finished in the game. But I thought that was going somewhere really cool. Except the boss fight was stupid because Halo's barely ever had mechanical boss fights, and it was obviously a pretty in-depth one.
Yeah. It was
compared to the other games bosses, Halo 5's was over the top in depth. But yeah, like the story of Halo 5, awesome. The way you have to play it, not so much. That's my take on it.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. I think that's probably where it was off of me. Yeah, because like the whole rampancy thing was interesting. I liked it. They were doing something more with Cortana than Chief, go here. Hey Chief, we're friends now. It was an interesting kind of beat to follow.
Well, the rampancy was Halo 4.
Was that
Halo 5? Halo 5 is him trying to get her back.
That's right. Yeah, sorry.
Halo 4 is her breaking down in front of him and him not knowing how to cope. And just trying to find straws to clutch at for her. But then Halo 5, he goes off the wall or AWOL to try and find her.
Yeah, that's right.
And which is why Buck, but his captain's name is, I can't remember. Their squad goes after Blue Squad.
Blue Squad, is it? No, they go
Master
after
Chief is Blue Squad. Yeah. The other one's Gamma or Omega or something. So
yeah, the Omni guys. Yeah, I've probably pissed off like every Halo nerd in like the last 5 minutes. Like, what is this fucking nerd? What is this?
You got me too, man.
He knows
they're going to be like, oh, Halo podcasts, and they're going to come across Two Left Thumbs, and they're going to go, oh yeah, let's give these new guys a go. They've done this whole episode about Halo, and they'll come in here and they'll be just like, what the fuck are they talking about Spyro? What's going on?
What's going on? These guys even know what fucking Halo is. Was the intro an accident? What happened?
Yeah, no, just cut it and put it onto the wrong episode. Sorry, guys.
Whoopsie. Sorry, guys. Yeah. If you're listening to this now, you can you can actually find our Halo episode on 119.
Redone, re-released, remastered.
Yeah, exactly. It's the Master Thumbs collection.
Thumbs to Chief.
Thumbs to Chief. I love it. Yeah, I liked Warzone. I really liked what they did with the Warzone. I thought that was fucking cool.
Yes. Oh my god. Yes, I love Warzone so much, and I was sad to hear it's not coming or making any sort of return in Infinite. The Warzone firefight, especially.
Yeah.
Like normal Warzone, just internet is always too shit for everyone to really put up with, 16v16 or AI and PvP going on with 8v8s, whatever the case may be. It never works out. It's never a clean game.
Yeah.
It always felt steamrolled too. But Castle Wars that they put in there is really, really cool. All you've got is a sword and your sprint and your aerial maneuverabilities. That's really, really fun.
I don't think I've played the one. It's been a while. Like I played Warzone.
It was not a
and then
it's not a Warzone mode
for a while. Yeah.
I went on off a tangent there, but it's not
sorry.
a Warzone mode. It wasn't in the game at launch either. It's a custom mode that they put in there as a regular playlist.
Oh, right. Because I remember
it's capture the flag, and it's literally forge maps with a castle on each end of this massive rampart, and you've got to it's a game of attrition because all you've got is swords and grenades. There's no guns. There's no. Occasionally there's a warthog, but the warthogs just get fucked up by grav hammers, and it's full melee fest like medieval Halo. It's great fun.
Halo of old, I love it. I love the forge maps in 5 were like a lot of the community built ones were really fucking cool because I remember we used to
but they gave a lot more control over it too. It was awesome.
Yeah, we used to have this one that we used to play all the time. There's Rochambeau, obviously, which was basically there was like one thin plank hallway. Like it was just a plank across an open sky and then 2 rooms, and weapons would randomly spawn in that room constantly. And all you had is this fucking doorway and have both teams in there, and it's just try and get to the other side to get the flag and get back. And
impossible.
It was the most ridiculous fucking thing because you're sitting there with like beam rifles and fucking rocket launchers aimed at this one fucking walkway. It's like, what are you gonna fucking do? That was heaps of fun. And there was a rubber duck one. It was like a shooting thing where there was one player on a platform with a sniper rifle, and then all the other players would have to run this vertical obstacle course, so they like snake their way up like Donkey Kong style, and you go up and back. You have to do this obstacle course without getting shot.
Oh yeah. There's
so
a similar sort of. There's a zombie mode like that in Halo 3 that they did. I can't wait for the custom game browser to come through to Halo Master Chief Collection. It's going to be so much fun.
Yes, I want to play custom games with the kids because I've been telling them all about the ones in 5 and we can't split screen it. So I was like, fuck.
Yeah, no. 4 Xboxes and 4 copies of Halo 5.
Not happening.
Yeah.
So we've done all the Halos. That's it. I guess we pack up and go home, right?
No, you owe me a 3-hour podcast, buddy.
I do owe you a 3-hour podcast. What if we divide it? No. Let's talk like Infinite's on the way.
Yep.
Let's talk about what's going on there because it's obviously been delayed. It's due out later this year.
Yeah, rumors sort of pointed at the Halo anniversary.
The Halo anniversary, yeah, that's right. I remember saying something about that the other day. But they've been working on it. Was it like a monthly blog on Waypoint?
Yeah,
really good to see.
Inside Infinite.
Yeah, it's really good to see how they're working the progress and like keeping that communication open so that people have at least something to look at for those who are into it.
Sorry, I'm Googling and I don't know what I've done.
Oh no, what have you done? Have you broken things?
No, 20-year anniversary of Halo overall, 15th of November this year. So
it's totally happening 15th of November.
It's about a giveaway. Bonnie Ross has made some tweets that sort of hint towards it too, but nothing's set in stone, so they can obviously change these dates if they have to. But it's
that would be the way.
The cat's out of the bag, but nobody can prove it's a cat yet. That's all. So
Schrodinger's beam. It's not a cat yet. So we don't know what the fuck it is. So there's something alive in the box. We don't know if it's dead or alive. Well, as we know, it's a Halo.
Yeah, look, it's all but confirmed that this year, 15th of November, we'll get Halo Infinite. And I know you're keen. I'm keen. I'm sure a lot of Halo people are keen. There's, as with all games and sequels and re-releases and whatever may be coming, there's always someone who's pointing at something they don't like.
There's always someone that is fucking pissed off about something.
The only one that I've sort of gotten on board with regarding the Halo Infinite ones is in these screenshots they've released and from the demo that performed horribly at E3. They've taken out the original ammo counters. So it's now just a number next to your gun, and that's all.
Okay. What was it?
Instead of showing you the full clip. So you'd have shotgun had 12 shells underneath it instead of the number 12.
Right. That was they had that in
Halo
previous
Infinite
games.
just has a number.
Right.
So you have a shotgun, 12, or whatever the mag size is. And, your Magnum had, let's say, 8 shots, and you'd see 8 shell casings highlighted underneath, and they'd grey out as you used each of them until it was empty. Now it's just a number, like every other FPS out there.
No, give me the bullets back. I liked that.
Yeah, it was unique. It was Halo. Nobody else did that.
I didn't have to fucking count. I go, look, I'm halfway through. Shit, I gotta. I've used one bullet. Gotta reload. Fuck.
yeah.
I've got an AR. Gotta reload. Fucking. This game. I don't know what it was. It drilled into me reloading after every engagement, and it's a habit I've never been able to break. And now I just obsessively reload all the time. Like I'm playing SWAT. And I like first fire of the bullet, headshot, reload. I don't know why. It's just fucking.
Yeah, no, SWAT's one of those games where you just sort of don't want to reload unless you've wiped the enemy team. For me, that's probably the only one that I can do that. Every other time, it's get a kill. There's enough time before I go around the corner to reload. I'll reload.
Yeah, no, I always, to my detriment, SWAT. I'm like normal game modes. I'm not as bad, but SWAT for some reason, I'm like gotta reload. Just gotta reload. Like
we've all been there. I've managed to train myself out of that for SWAT though. So
I don't think I can. I don't think I want to. I like to reload animations, man. I got to appreciate them.
They do sound fantastic in the anniversary games.
They do. So what are you thinking story-wise? Because I know they've said they're going in like a more open-esque style of game, like an open world-ish. Not really, but kind of. How do you think they're going to play that out? It's because
I don't understand how they're going to, without like physical barriers stopping you from going to end game zone. And I say end game zones. It's not an RPG. You don't have levels. You don't have over-leveled characters. From what we've seen in the demo, which obviously you have to take with a grain of salt, you're not inhibited or handicapped in any way when you land on the ring. It's not like you're missing your shield generator or you've only got a pistol. Like you
have everything.
The demo mission. There's nothing stopping you. It's Halo. You pick up a weapon. You move on without whatever you've got. But I don't know how they're going to stop people from just going to the end areas and sort of spoiling some things for themselves. I know missions probably won't actually launch until you've unlocked them normally in the means of the story. That seems like a pretty standard thing for them to do. But
maybe you can get to an area, but there's just nothing there but kind of like basic enemies until you unlock points in the story. So you can see like some basic terrain, and then maybe you go like into a door that was locked before or shut that you go into.
I could see fortifications and banished buildings and that sort of thing really being locked down until you've done something else in the story to knock that one offline or something like that. That'd be pretty generic and easy to do, I suppose. But I'm excited. It captures that love that I had for the Halo 1 openness that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking as well. Like it felt very Halo 1 in the way that was presented. Like it felt open, but not entirely. Like it's like
Halo 1 was still level based, obviously, but Halo Infinite, from the sounds of it, is going to be you've got one gigantic level, and you have missions within that level.
Yeah,
maybe you've got an out of field level where you have to go inside the ring at some point or something along those lines. But for the most part, you pick a spawn point and you go from there, sort of thing. Very Destiny, but all the maps tied together.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's what they'll do though. Like, I mean, let's look at like things like, I mean, Destiny, and like even Ghost of Tsushima is probably a good touch note for this as well. The way the missions are structured, nothing else, but the way the missions are structured. Like the whole world's open, and you can do most of the mission stories in any order you want. And it all kind of makes sense in the end. Like it's still an overarching story that kind of continues through. Especially like the side missions, you can do them whichever order you want. It doesn't matter. But nothing like when you're just going around traveling, you're not really spoiling yourself with anything. That's the closest I can think, because each
Would
area,
that make it less cinematic then?
Possibly.
Halo's always been a very cinematic experience, right? Because you have a cinematic cutscene, and then that sets up the level, and more story evolves as you go through the level, and then at the end you get another cutscene sort of linking things together, whether that's just you flying from one point to another because everything's been covered in the level prior or in the next level. It's really hard to ignore your yawning.
Sorry.
No, I'm not judging. It's just like tired. I'm really, really locking my jaws trying not to follow suit, you know? Where was I? So yeah, just with the other Halos, you've always had this sort of from one thing to the next with cutscenes and story building in between it all. But the way you're talking about Ghost of Tsushima and how Infinite may work being an open world game where hypothetically there could be nothing stopping you from going to other areas and doing other missions first, then it sort of feels like it would just be a grind fest to finish the story with. I don't feel like it could be as cinematic as it would be expected to be.
I think it might be less. I think like, so you still had to unlock each area. So like you do the first area first. There's like three in Ghost of Tsushima. There's 3 areas, so you unlock the first area first, obviously, and then you can do the missions within that. But you can't unlock the next area until you do a certain story beat. So, okay. Like each so there is a story reason why each section is locked off, whether it be enemies holding it down, or there's a something else. Something I think is a fortress is holding everything off. So like you can do everything in that area in what order, whatever order you want. So I probably explained it poorly because I'm terrible at explaining. And then when you move to the next area, then you can tackle that area in whatever order you want.
Yeah, okay.
So there is a story mission for each area that leads you into the next area, which explains why things have cut off and why you've got to push through.
Yeah.
I think
I don't know how I feel about that.
Working. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I said, it's always been such a heavily cinematic game. I mean, we got that first opening sequence that we saw in the demo where they're flying in and landing on the ring itself.
Yep.
And maybe that's what you get for each area, and the rest is all like Spartan Ops-esque. But the story is kind of told over comms. That's, I mean, I wouldn't be too working.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the story was told over comms, but that was also more just them telling you what's going on where you're not able to see.
Yeah.
Which I don't think will be the case in Halo Infinite, because you really are just alone. From what we can see anyway. I'm obviously making assumptions, as everybody would be at this point, but you've got yourself and the pilot, and that's it. It doesn't seem like, and we saw in the demo, there was no one to talk to.
No,
whether that changes slightly later on, or you've got no commanding officer there. You're there making your own decisions. It's different. Very different.
I'm assuming you're going to have the pilot in your ear. I think he'll be your kind of like replacement-esque for other officers. Cortana.
Yeah, like the human touch that you listen to.
The human touch thing, yeah. So I think he'll be like repairing something, or he'll have to stay back for whatever because it's too dangerous or whatever. There'll be a viable reason they'll give for the story, and he'll be there and he'll be talking to you over comms, and that'll be the voice that's with you the entire time, going, all right, we need to go here and do this, and giving you the objectives as well.
Yeah.
I guess that could work. I mean, I'm kind of okay with it, but I mean, I want to see big cool story beats too. I don't want it just to be some kind of fucking empty experience where it's like, oh, you've got to go here and unlock this so you can do a thing that's not terribly important, but you've got to do it anyway.
Yeah.
And like, there's always been fucking cool Master Chief cutscenes. Always. There's some epic fucking moment where he does something absolutely ridiculous, and we really need to see that more. I think. Like,
absolutely, it could be the most visually stunning game, and it could really stroke those nostalgia egos for everyone who has signed on and loves the fact that it's sort of a reimagining of Halo 1, or I can't remember the word that they used for it, but
spiritual successor kind of deal.
That's the one, spiritual reboot.
That terrifies me, those words too, by the way. It's a spiritual, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean,
but as long as I can zoom in and see individual grass blades, I'm fine.
And grains of wood and bits of bark, and
exactly.
Yeah, just if they'd stuck to their guns, or not really stuck to their guns, but stayed on the path that Halo 5 had taken them and refocused on Chief instead of bringing in Locke as like a semi-replacement character. The whole two sides of one coin story didn't pan out. Everybody agrees with that. Nobody likes it. The fight scene was terrible. But if they'd really sort of stuck to that formula that Halo 5 had and the progression that Halo 5 had, story and lore-wise, I could be really, really into this already.
Yeah.
But I don't know anything. Everything that we've got from the previous games is sort of, is it even canon? Like, that's where I'm at the moment.
Yeah, because I mean, like everything, like with Infinite now, it's like, I mean, each Halo story is obviously separate, but it's always kind of flowed from one to the next, and Infinite feels like it's that first kind of absolute separation from the main story, possibly. Because I mean, if they're finishing up the Cortana story in a book, that means they're not pursuing any more of that storyline in game. You'd assume they're finishing up this and they're starting a new story, which is going to make it. I mean, there'll be throwbacks and stuff, right? Hopefully, like, there'll be some kind of throwback. But
I'd at least want to see Chief's reaction to it, not just read Chief's reaction to however that story wraps up. But I want to see it. I have to see it. I was there through Halo 4 after I'd forgotten it and replayed it. I was there through Halo 5, which I still remember a lot of, except for the Spartan Lock missions, because nobody wants to remember those. And I'm invested in his emotional connection to what Cortana is doing. And all we've got is, at the end of Halo 5, again, spoiler alert, is Master Chief and the UNSC Infinity versus every AI in the galaxy, bar a couple. That's what we're left with. And then all of a sudden we're landing on a ring fighting the Banished from Halo Wars 2. It's, or the ex-Banished brutes from Halo Wars 2. They're not even the exact same contingent of the faction, but it's a huge leap, and it's making me nervous, I think, more than anything. I'm sure I'm going to sit back and love the game, but I'm also going to go, well, why such a big leap at the same time?
Why the sudden... I mean, I know they had not a great reception with Halo 5. You know, they got a bit of backlash for the way the story played out. And I get their reservation in kind of barreling through that path. But
most...
this is...
I'll stop you there. Most of that feedback was about not focusing on John.
Yeah.
It was about trying to focus on another character, when they could have been operations, Spartan Ops sort of missions put off on the side. Play on this guy's perspective for a couple of achievements and a bit of bonus lore, you know? but instead they were throwing you from one character to another and not actually seeing what Chief was doing. And it was just sort of like they couldn't world build for Chief through the whole thing. So that they had Chief's story, but like it feels like, and you know, every game is a critical
malfunction.
Critic. Every game is a critic. But like it comes off like they've gone, look at all of this awesome story we've got for Halo. Oh crap, or for Chief, and we've for Halo, and that's half a game. Let's fill it up with literally just filler from the guys who were chasing him for going AWOL.
Yeah,
that's how I feel the tit for tat side story goes.
Yeah, I think the only time I've seen it done well a couple of times. It's just not in Halo. Like Squadrons, they did a good job of it. It was interesting the way they did that. And I think there was another one that was but their Squadrons was definitely like, I liked the way they played the two sides off against each other. Mm-hmm. It was done really well. There's kind of the way the story missions looked in, but yeah, the Halo one, because like I think your slip up there says everything. They had half the story for Halo, and then put it with filler because you associate Halo and Master Chief. Like they're never disconnected, and they did that, and that's what makes that story feel so fucking empty.
You're right. You've got the Halo games, which is Master Chief and his story.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Halo lore universe, which can have anyone else in it, which is books and animations and TV shows and movies and whatever else they're cooking up. But when it's the game, it's always Halo Wars aside, because obviously that's an RTS, but even that still had literally one person's focus. It's always had Master Chief as the focal point. And you've always been through his eyes. And yeah, again, I just feel like the Spartan lock could have been add-on to the game if they made a full game out of.
Man, they could have made that DLC. I would have been happy. Story DLC, let's fucking go.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably would have had suffering sales because nobody wants to buy DLC for a side character. But
yeah, I mean, look, they did it. They did it with Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and it worked out really well.
We won't get into Assassin's Creed. I had a similar sort of fallout with that series after Desmond died. So
yeah, I mean,
I was in it. Right? I was in it for the Templar assassin lore overarching between previous time and current time. That's what I was in it for. Yeah. And then when it just sort of went to being basically the Templar side, and you're just playing the game and that's it. Like you're just a drone in the workforce. I lost that drive for those games myself.
Yeah, the modern world verse like that time was really interesting. And then you get to the other games, like this isn't as cool anymore. Like I appreciate that they brought other characters back and they're like trying to talk to you throughout the whole thing and get you on their side, but it just like, okay, I'm here in an office and the boss is a bad guy, we know this, cool, I guess we'll chase him on a roof or whatever, because assassins. But yeah, stop fucking with stories, games, please.
Even if Desmond had died and they'd gone on still doing the modern versus simulated worlds with the rest of his troop, I would have been okay with that. It's not necessarily Desmond himself. He wasn't like the greatest protagonist, but it was that overarching story for me. I'm always more about the grand story than I am about the individual story.
Yeah.
Which is why I have a shelf full of Halo books, because I love all of the extended universe. But the games have always been
Spartan Lock and fuck off.
Yeah, well, I don't think there are any books for Spartan Lock.
Aren't there really?
No, I don't think so.
I thought they really would have pushed some like extra franchise on
No, they pushed some franchise on Buck and his transition to a Spartan 4.
Yeah.
Which closed out the rookie story as well, briefly.
Yep.
I won't spoil it for you.
No, don't. I've actually. I need to get into that. I've been working through. Speaking of extended lore, I've been working through Star Wars at the moment.
Okay, so you plan to finish when you're dead.
Yeah. No, they had a new book out, Light of the Jedi, recently. And it was really fucking good. I have a crush on the antagonist, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, really good books. And then I started with Maul recently. Lockdown was the one I just finished yesterday.
Oh, okay. So this is pre-Star Wars Episode 1.
Yes. So this is like is it Golden
The High
Age?
Republic.
High Republic, yeah, that's it. Golden Age, I'm fucking Destiny. But this is the universe that they're bringing that newer TV series into, or movie. They're doing like the High Republic as.
I thought they were doing the Old Republic again.
No, I'm pretty sure it was High Republic because they wanted to go with something prior to everything else, so they could work into like the older stories of the Jedi, and which is why this book came out to kind of.
I assumed it was. I assumed it was the Old Republic, like the game, KOTOR.
No. I'm pretty sure it's High Republic.
Right.
Unless I
awesome.
mixed up the TV series with the book. I mean, I can't even get my fucking Halo games right. We're on a Halo podcast right now, so don't trust me.
Hey, it wouldn't be two left thumbs if we had like a solid plan of attack and stuck to it.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Like, what is planning? This is a bit funny. Like, do you have a run sheet? I'm like, no. Why would I have one of those? The fuck is that? Planning. Who needs it, right?
Run sheet. Where do you buy those?
Let's see. Amazon.com run sheet.
You're probably going to get a sheet of paper with the runs on
it. You know what? I wouldn't be mad. That's creative. I'd be like, you know what? I'll frame that. It'll stink for a while. Eventually it'll dry out and the moisture will go away. And I'll just have this brown sheet of paper. It'll be great. Holy shit, there's a giant picture of the Chief's head. Fuck.
So we were talking the ammo counter. I've just sent you a picture of how the ammo counter is now.
Right, okay, let me have a look. So I can't open it on the computer because it'll fuck up the recording. Also,
gotcha.
this is great, by the way. Fantastic audio. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Ew, no. Give me bullets.
Become FPS.
Generic. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I get it. They wanted to be like the cool kids, but fuck, man. Just like you were doing something awesome beforehand. Just stick to that.
It's I don't see why there's any harm in still having the bullets there, you know?
I mean, maybe they were trying to make the UI less cluttered, I guess, trying to make it look sleeker.
And when has it ever been cluttered? You know?
Have they added more shit though?
No.
Or is it no, not really?
No. I think obviously Halo 1 used to have the guns up in the top.
Yeah, it was in
from memory.
There, Halo 1 was up in the top left, I think.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
With radar top right, wasn't it?
Maybe the other way around. It was one of them. It was a combination of one.
Oh, look, they've changed positions a few times before, but the ammo counters really get to me. The shield recharge animation that we saw in the demo looks awful. Looks like yellow stamps showing up on your screen just to show your shield's coming up. It's fucked.
But then you get
I know, I walked through honeycomb. I just don't get it.
Bees, my only weakness. But how did you know?
Yeah. Once they're in the suit, you can't get them out.
Yeah.
Still, look, as pessimistic as I'm being at the moment, I am still super keen and excited to play, and I love reading these Inside Infinites every month that they come out.
I've been so psyched. I haven't read a single one. I don't know, but because reading, I can't do.
It's really just interviews with the team and a
Yeah.
couple of screenshots. That's the whole Inside Infinite. But
if they did a podcast, I'd listen to it. I'm too lazy to read though.
they did do a stream at one point.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, it's linked in one of the Inside Infinites. You'll be able to find it.
All right, that means I got to read to find it. I don't know about that.
Sorry, they did a community Q&A on YouTube.
Oh right, okay. I might have to check that out. But also I don't want to dive too much into it. Like I want to kind of go in relatively fresh. Like I know what the game is. I know the trailer. I know I'll probably watch the new the trailers that come out. But I do having like those extra details. I kind of want to discover that a lot of that myself. I know a lot of it is like kind of behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah,
and how they're working maps.
This is all behind the scenes stuff.
Oh no,
it's all about design of the weapons and equipment and vehicles. I think, you've got art and graphics.
Oh god, there's a picture of someone pounding a hammer onto a piano. That's a behind the scenes making Halo Infinite audio field recordings, piano pounding.
Oh, okay. I won't show that to my wife. I think probably the campaign one is probably one that you may want to stay away from, but that's still behind the scenes stuff, and more about their philosophy of Halo Infinite than any sort of spoilery details.
Oh, that's not so bad then. I might have a
couple of screenshots, and one's a screenshot, the rest are sort of just artwork.
Yeah, it's all artwork and audio file pictures from what I'm seeing here. I'm kind of just browsing through it now. God.
Yeah, there's one showing the day-night cycle.
Yeah.
One particular scene. That actually looks really cool to put those two next to each other. But otherwise it's... No. Without reading through it again right now, I won't say that, but I don't think there's any sort of in-depth story.
That's cool.
Tidbits.
I may have to look into it, and see where it goes from there. But yeah, so got some deals.
Oh, game deals.
Yeah, game deals. We should do
Xbox
that.
spring sales about to end. What are you doing?
Spring sales on? Well then.
Yeah, man.
Ruined. I know, I'm so good at this, right? Weekly podcast with game deals. And I'm like, wait, this is a spring sale.
It started being last time.
Yeah, well, So
it actually, I think, ended 21 minutes ago.
Well, there you go. That's why we're not doing it, because the podcast is late and it's all.
Let's tell everybody about deals that they just missed out on because you didn't talk about them last week.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, speaking of which, Spyro was $27 digitally on Xbox Store. So
there you go. I actually almost put that one on there, I think, and I didn't. I hesitated. I should have. It would have been great. We could have talked about more Spyro. What? Over on PlayStation this month, we have PlayStation Plus games, which are Days Gone and Zombie Army 4. Days Gone, I've heard good things. Zombie Army 4, I've actually heard some somewhat decent things this week too. People really enjoying it. Might be a thing to do. I think it's on Game Pass. I downloaded it.
Yes, I just downloaded it on Game Pass the other day. Haven't given it a crack yet.
Is it? I've seen the problem with that. I don't think it's crossplay, which kind of hurts me a bit because I kind of want to play with people, but my Xboxes are in bedrooms, so I'm like, and damn, feels bad. I'll check it out eventually. Maybe it's on my backlog of things I may get to eventually. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. If you're ever looking at next gen console and you don't want to spend the $700 for a Series X, Series S isn't worth just looking over or passing over.
Yeah, no, that's. I think that's if I upgrade from, because I've got a Xbox One there, like an older one, and I think we're looking at replacing that fairly soon because it's starting to take off every time we start up a game of Halo with the kids. And I'm like, okay, right, it's time for you to go.
Open it up and clean it, buddy.
No, let it be dusty.
Yeah, okay, all right. Back to the deals.
Back to the deals. Also on PlayStation 5 this month, you can get Oddworld Soulstorm on PlayStation 5. But if you don't have a PlayStation 5, you can download it preemptively from the PlayStation Store. So,
do you need to have PlayStation Plus?
Yes. So these are the PS Plus freebies. So I mean, if you're looking at getting a PlayStation 5 whenever the scalpers stop fucking taking them, if they actually exist, you can download them for that console that you will never get because they've been bought in their thousands by one guy. Our PlayStation deal this week is Cuphead for $22.46. I still haven't played it. I'll get there eventually. Maybe. Yeah,
it's not the sort of game that I'm going to like trying, I think. As much as I was raved about Dark Souls last time, that has a point where you can overpower the game with gear level rather than just skill. So
yeah, you brute force your way through it, whereas this is just hope for the fucking best if you're not good enough.
Yeah, no, you have to be one of those people who can like blindfold Mario 3 to finish.
Yeah.
To get through Cuphead. So
over on Xbox this week, I've got to choose a Game Pass pick of the week, but since we have this one here from last week, it's going to be Narita Boy again because I fucking played it and you should all play it too. Fucking great game, 2D platformer. It's 80s, just 80s everything. You play as someone that's put into a digital world and then you have to go save the world from bad guys called something. I don't know. I can't remember. This is great. I'm so good at reviewing games. But it absolutely charming little world, lovely story, fucking dope soundtrack. I'm hoping to get through more of that over the coming week. Get I finished off. Games with gold this week. We have Vikings attack Wolves of Midgard. I read this last week wrong too, I think. And we have Dark Void, which is a old Xbox 360 game. And then we have Vicious Attack Llama Apocalypse. Which is
yes, Vala.
you play as an endless supply of mechs facing off waves of endless llama. It's a twin stick shooter, and I need to play this. It does look so good. Dumb. It's right down my alley. Yeah, so they're your freebies this month. Deals with gold this week. We have a Battlefront 2 for $15, which I know you played quite recently.
On PC, yeah.
On PC, yeah. Good little game. Good little Star Wars thing. Now that it's not stuffed with fucking microtransactions.
No, it is just stuffed full of cheaters instead, unfortunately.
Ooh.
Otherwise, a good game when you get the good lobbies, but
sucks. I don't know. Speaking of good games, Titanfall 2 for $4.
Have they finished being DDoSed yet?
They were getting DDoSed?
Well, Titanfall 1 was, but yeah.
No. Titanfall 2, I don't know. But fucking fantastic game. Every time it comes up, it's like it's one of our must-play high recommends on the cast. Every time it comes up on sale, we will fucking tell you it's there because you should buy it $4 for a fucking... I mean, the multiplayer, it's hard to find a match in now. Like, you gotta wait about 10-15 minutes maybe. But the story campaign alone is fucking fantastic. And
yeah, $4 for that campaign is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. Damn straight.
Skip a coffee, buy Titanfall 2.
Over on the Switch this week, we have Katana Zero for $9. I haven't played it. I've heard good things though, so Epic Store this week, we have 3 out of 10, Chapter 2. I think this is a point-and-click adventure game for memory. It's the freebie there this week. I think there's another one coming out shortly, but that's the one there. I don't know much about it. I think Chapter 1 was released as a freebie a month or two back, something like that. I seem to remember bringing this one up before. Yeah, point-and-click adventure game. Clicky, venture. And that's it. That's it. Fucking freebies all done.
One more mention on
Oh,
on Game Pass is a little game that I've put about 30 minutes into, but seems like an absolute butt ton of fun. It's called Rain on Your Parade.
okay. Tell me more.
You are literally a cloud that goes around ruining people's days by raining on them, or thunderstorming, or starting a tornado, or some shit. You control a little cloud, and the trailer
amazing.
is you sitting above an arch where a couple are getting married, and they're all going through it emotions, and they're just about to kiss the bride, and then you're just like, all right, time to piss on everybody, and you just go over there and start wetting the entire wedding. It's brilliant. So
That sounds
would recommend.
great. That's like
Game Pass.
Is that similar style to like the Untitled Goose Game? Like, were you just there to fuck people's shit up, or is it more story structured?
No, it does seem quite Goose Gamey.
Oh, excellent!
In a way,
I did love that. There's multiplayer in Goose Game now too.
I haven't tried it yet. I've actually been letting my daughter, she's 4 years old, play Goose Game on my finished save. She tried starting her own save, but as soon as she came across parts where she couldn't progress or just explore, lock gates, can't get past the farmer, that sort of thing, it was just sort of, okay, we'll go on my save and you can have free roam of the land. And she's just running back and forth through the entire game, grabbing things or messing with someone and then running off to a next area. And yeah, she loves it. It's a brilliant little game, but I do need to try the 2-player mode.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe we can do this. Speaking of 2-player, you and I played
A Way Out.
Oh yeah, A Way Out. They have another game that's 2-player. Yeah, it's same kind of style. It's not the same, but
am I going to win by bullshit and my button mashing skills?
Possibly. It's like it's more mechanically based. I think it's like the gameplay is kind of an evolution on that. We have to like solve puzzles together, but it looks like a fuck ton of fun. And it's the same kind of deal. You know, you get it on one platform and you share it with another one. And I think it's on Game Pass too, from memory.
Well, I'm gonna have a look at this right now.
Yeah, quick, look it up for me because we need to know. I've watched a few people kind of like play a little bit of it, and it looks like a fuck ton of fun.
It Takes Two?
Yeah, It Takes Two.
Okay, yep. That I believe is on Game Pass. If not, It's on EA Play. It's an EA game, so it'll be on EA Play. It's a Game Pass Ultimate, but yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't think means you can give a share for, but we'll check that out. I think that'll be fun one to play.
Yeah.
See if I can drop you into a ditch 5 times in a row again.
You motherfucker. I'll
never forget those moments. Yeah,
that'd be good. Brilliant. That was fucking, oh man, good times.
Need to dig that clip out.
I don't know if I still have it.
I'm hoping I've still got it somewhere. Just the sheer fact that I could control how far I extended my hand was. So obviously I did it too late the first time. I'm like, oh, okay. So this isn't just like an instant gatch just by pressing the button.
Yeah,
and
I'm going to connect this.
Here's where your hand's going to land. And I'm just like,
nah.
Moving in and out, just getting an inch away from where it's going to connect and let you survive. It was great fun. There was that one time where you were like, no, that's enough. Let's get moving. And then I had my hand out, fully extended, and pulled it back at the last second.
You fucking son of a bitch.
Yeah. It's a great troll game.
It is a great troll game. I have a feeling Takes Two will be much the same. I think there'll be some times in there where we can fuck each other up. I might get some revenge.
Yeah, all right. Sounds good.
That sounds good. So, guys, Winky, where the fuck can we find you? In your bullshit.
Nowhere. I don't do anything. Who am I? What am I doing?
What am I doing? Oh yeah, by the way, guys, this is Winky. If you don't know who he is, go back and listen to what episode were you on last time?
112, I think.
112? There you go listen to that one.
I just pulled a number out of my ass. I don't know if that's right.
Go listen to 112. It may or may not be Winky. It'll be fine.
Sorry, it was 107.
107.
10 episodes. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. 10 episodes. Yeah, But yeah. So if you want to find out who Winky is, go listen to 107. I don't know. If you would like to keep in touch with the cast, you can find us on Twitter at @left_pod. We're also on Instagram now, doing stuff kind of. You can follow us there at 2 Left Thumbs Podcast, because fucking who needs consistency anyway? As always, video version of this will be up on YouTube a couple of days after the audio release. Yeah, I'm Deaf Puppies. This is Winky.
I'm AFracturedWinky.
You're awesome. Everyone, have a fantastic week. Talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for having me.